Hello students and YouTube learners. This is Dr. Satish Singhal, PhD, and this is video number 2 on other control structure. And here I'm going to talk about break statement. So break statement can be used with switch or any of the 3 looping structures: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Advantage of break is that it causes an immediate exit from switch, from while, from do while, and for statement in which appears. That means at the point of break, after that all statements are skipped, and whether loop termination condition is arrived or not, loop will exit. And if you have nested loops, if break is inside the nested structure, then control exits only from the innermost structure that contains it. Okay, all right. So what is the use? In loops, break is always used under scope of if and else. Therefore, use of break should always be conditional. You can use it without condition, but that's useless. Loop will run just one cycle. Understand that once break is used, all statement after the break would be skipped and loop exits. Exit happens regardless whether termination condition arrived or not. At termination condition, loop condition becomes false. And we show example of use of break in our compiler Xcode. Okay, so let's go to our compiler. So here we have an example. Let me just explain that a little bit. We have example of a program where user can enter as many numbers as they want, and program will scan through all the numbers, and as soon as it finds the first number, let's assume positive ones, where sum of 2 digits is 10, it will exit. And it only looks at 2 digits number. If there are 3 digits number or 1 digit number or more than 2 digit number, those are skipped, because we just want to keep things a little bit simpler, and that's why we just want to do 2 digits. So it says in this program you can enter as many 2-digit number as you like. Program will find first 2-digit number whose digits add exactly to 10. So you might have many number, one of them may be 73 or 37, 82 or 28, etc. So here we take input into a string, and reason for that is that we want to find out whether it's 2 digits or not. If it's not 2 digits, we reject it. And a string class has a function called length that tells us how many digits would be there. And you can just assume other possibilities that are not there. For example, there's no minus, there's no leading 0 or any of those things. Okay, so enter all your numbers, then press enter key. Each number must be separated. Oops. I don't know what's going on. I can't scroll. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Space separated. Okay, that's all. That's it. I'm in trouble with this. Yeah, that's all it says. Each number is space separated. Okay. And user will enter all their number. C in number means one at a time. If you enter all of them here, the input stream will read one at a time, one number, process that, Then it'll read next number, next number, next number, until either break happens or you reach end of the line. So that's how it would work. So if number.length, which tells me how many digits are there, is not 2, that means it's not a 2-digit number. Our deal was that only 2-digit number should be seen, and then we reject the number because it's not a 2-digit number. So the stream will keep on being read, and basically there's no real code. We'll explain that in a minute. So it'll just read the next number, next number. If this is executed any time, it's not going to do the else block where we find the sum of the 2 digits. I'm just going to go and read the next number. But if number of digits exactly 2, then this condition will be false. And we go to the else block. And first we convert it from a string to a number. In string class there is a function called s2i, that means convert a string to integer, and you pass it a string that contains integer, and it will actually convert that into numeric int and store that in here. And if your 2-digit number, if you take that, divide by 10, you'll get the first digit. Understand, it has to be 2-digit. We already took care of that. So if, let's say, it's 19 divided by 10 will be 1, I'll get my first digit here, plus 19 divided by modulus with 10 will be 9. So my second digit will be 9. So 9 plus 1 plus 9 will be 10, and then it will be sum equals 10, and it will actually print that. And it will break out of the program, and it doesn't need to read the rest of the numbers, okay, because it just gets out of the program. That means everything up to here is skipped, and if you read all the numbers, actually, okay, so break means all this is skipped, you're out of the loop. But if you reach at the end and you read EOF character, sorry, end of the line character, then you should also break out of the loop. That would be that you enter some numbers, and we saw that if you enter all the numbers, none of them have 2 digits. Then we'll reach at the end of the line, reading all the way up to the end, and only character read will be at the end will be end of the line character, and then we should break out the loop as well, because we read all the numbers. Okay, so that's the meaning of that. This will execute when all the numbers have been read and I've reached at the end of the line. Okay, and then I should also break. This is the end of the loop right here. And so innovative use of break here is that you may have a list of lot of numbers, but I'm interested in only that number whose 2 digits add to 10, and I'll do that. And then I'm not interested in others, although there might be other numbers whose 2 digits add to 10, but I just wanted to know the very first one in the list, so I don't need to look at the others, and it just gets out of the break, gets out of the loop, even though there might be more data in the buffer. Okay, so let's just run this program a couple of different ways. First, let me not even add any 2-digit number and see what happens. Okay. Okay, so I'm not going to add any 2-digit number. 2, 676, 1, 8888, 5, 2, 1, 3, and that's it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. None of them is 2 digits. They should all be rejected. And you can see that last one was 3 rejected because it's not a two-digit number, and I've exited the loop. So this time loop exited again, not because of sum equal to 10, because all the numbers are red, and at the end, actually loop this time exited because all the numbers are red here. Okay. All right. Now let's enter some numbers, and one of them will be two digit and whose sum of whose number digits is 10. Okay, let's do that. You can enter 3, you can enter smaller, that won't matter. I'll enter 1, 76, 66, 45, 75, and somewhere here I'll enter 82, which should be okay because uh, 8 plus 2 is 10. 28 will not be seen because it exit right here, and 5, 6, 8, 7, 8. Okay, so I should exit right here at 82 because I found my number, and rest will be skipped. Yeah, can you see that? This was rejected, this was not 10, not 10, not 10, not 10, and it saw 82, and this was done, and loop break means break out of the loop, and it's done. Okay, so break is very useful in those situations where you are scanning a list and something in the list meets a criteria, and you don't want to scan rest of the list, and you want to just exit the loop. Breaking out of the loop means that you have finished the task of looping, and you don't have to keep going on and on to review rest of the list. This would be very useful when you learn searching of an array or a linked list for a key. As soon as you found the key, you don't need to look at the rest of the list. This is one of the very useful way in which break is used. Single ebook has more examples. You can look at those, and that's all we're going to talk about break statement, and that's the end. So short video, that's all we wanted to do here, and